Welcome to Dump Truck Toolbox. I'm Alan, and today we're going to do a hauling tale about warehouse spoils. So we're pulling into the job site here. There's a line of trucks in front of me, including several from my own company. To the left is a large field that's been cleared, and they are building a warehouse. This is part of an industrial park, and it already has a big box store distribution center. They're building another very large warehouse here. And so I was in this site, a few days before, and they had not arranged things very well. It was a very inefficient way to get into this pile of spoils that are being loaded on the truck there. And they hadn't worked out how to make the dirt firm enough for loaded dump trucks. And I actually pulled in and without even backing up, was being loaded from the side, I believe. And they put a good sized load on my truck, and I could not get out. I pulled forward as best I could, and the wheel started spinning, so I rocked the truck a few times, and eventually had to have a loader bring over his front loader and hook up a chain. We broke the chain once, and then they doubled it over, and they were able to get me out. And so they were much more thoughtful with the design of the site in the few days before I came back. And they have this area set up for loading. The dirt is firm in front of it. They have multiple lanes for the trucks to back in. And you may have noticed that there was already another truck being loaded. Earlier in the day, when there was a even longer line of trucks waiting to get loaded, they had 3 lanes, and one of the lanes was a little questionable. The trucks sort of tipped as they got loaded, and so they cut it back to 2 lanes, and it's running very well today. Trucks are coming in and they're going out. And so I put on the parking brake. I have a close-up here of my backup camera, and as always, it's a camera designed for safety and not for YouTube. So you can see the loader swinging around and putting stuff on my truck. There's another truck backing in into the lane to my left, and this is very efficient. While trucks are getting positioned, the loader's filling one, another truck's ready to go as soon as I pull out. There is a lot of dirt to move here, and it's very sandy. We're taking it to a sand pit right nearby. The sand pit's only about a mile away. There's 2 beeps telling me I'm ready to go. I'm turning on my locker, and that makes all 8 rear traction tires spin together. I am just real gun shy about getting stuck again. I pull out at full throttle. I am probably close to my design weight of 73,000 pounds gross. You can see the yellow light down there below the backup camera. That shows me the locker's engaged. This is an air actuated locker. Used to be off-roaders almost all had air actuated lockers. My wife and I rented a Jeep out in Moab about a year ago, and it had an electronic locker, and the electronic locker is really nice. Air ones work fine though on the trucks I've been driving. Now, with the 8 tires locked on loose dirt like this, it's not a problem. But as I get to the paved road, I'm going to have to turn it off. And there we go. You can hear the air escaping. Those other 2 switches are for my drop axles. And as soon as I get on the paved road and get straight, I'll hit that. There you go. And so this is a quad, so both drop axles have dropped down. I'm ready to head down the road here. They have a sweeper helping to control dust, and I'm going to accelerate because this is a normal 2-lane road. Heading out, there's the distribution center on the left. Turn left here. Talk more about dust in a minute, but I'm coming to a very tight turn here. It's in effect a hairpin turn, at least for a dump truck. And I'm driving a quad today. The other day I was driving a Quint, and the Quint, if you did not hit this perfectly right, you were going to put tires right on the edge of the pavement. With the Quint, you've got a couple of feet of turning radius as a margin. So long as you don't rush it, I get into the turn, crank the wheel all the way over. I'm actually able to unwind it just for a second there, and I come out of the turn right where I want to be. If there's another truck there, you can make your pivot around the other truck, but makes it a little more difficult. If there are 2 trucks, someone's got to wait. Speeding things up again. Now I've entered the pit, and you will notice here there is a lot of dust. Trucks coming out, a couple trucks from my company. There's a lot of dust here. And I've recently been through some safety training on the danger of dust, especially sand-related dust. There is a syndrome called silicosis. It's like asbestosis. The microscopic particles can get in your lungs and cause long-term health problems. Okay, we're going to slow back down. I'm pulling up to the weigh station. Stop at the sign here because they have a camera mounted up high, and they just want to see what's in the back of your truck. And the scale master notes it, and when things are going well, he actually prepares your ticket while you're back dumping in the pit here. You don't weigh on the way in. They accept just the spoils by the truckload. On the way out, we do get weighed, but it doesn't have any impact. But I'll show you the reading on the scales. Now, if you buy material here, then you have to actually get an empty weight at the first of the day, and then you get loaded, and when you come out, you get weighed every time, and that's how they charge by the ton. And so you'll see I'm still in line here. There are a lot of trucks working this job. There's an incredible amount of material to move. And this day they had 12 or 15 or even more trucks, including at least a half a dozen from our company. And so we're heading back to the area they've instructed us to dump the spoils. Just double check my controls there to make sure everything's where it should be. We are we are lining up. I think we're going to back up to the right there, if I remember. No, I remembered wrong. We're backing up to the left. Now, once again, this pit here, this sand pit, is a great place to work with. We are able to back in 3 or 4 trucks simultaneously. The loaders here are good. They give you the instruction. They give me the instruction I need because I'm still learning. I'm still basically a rookie. The other week I was here, and I just picked an empty spot on the drop area, and the loader came over to me and said, when you drop it there, it makes a lot of extra work for me. Could you please drop it with the other piles so that I don't have to run all the way down here? It's like, yep, sure, makes total sense. Sorry about that. He said, no problem. You know, so good people to work with. I really like the loaders spread out through the different areas we go. There, yeah, I think that's the guy who gave me a little bit of instruction the other day. So back up, um, getting the PTO on. The red light came on there. I'm raising the bed, and there's the rear view. You can see the piston coming out, the shiny cylinder on the right, and the black painted steel beds going up. You can see some of the lines there. They have electrical and some other stuff going through them, I believe. And then as the bed goes up, you can see the piles of spoils behind us. I think I think all of this, or at least most of it, is from the warehouse that we're clearing. And so it's all the same color and consistency. It's sandy soil, but it's not quite good enough to be uh, uh, the base for a parking lot or a heavy warehouse. So we dump it out here. And I hope the sand pit is able to use it, and maybe even reuse it, filter it, and sell it back to someone else. There, my bed's coming down. And this truck, I really like it. It's one of the ones I drive very frequently. When I first got it, I didn't like it, couldn't get comfortable in it. And then as I got used to it and adjusted the seats differently and uh, did some stuff with the shoulder belts, I came to really like this truck, especially on a job like this where maneuverability is important. So there, I'm pulling out. Um, Still following those other trucks. And so because of the silicosis problem, I just put my right-hand window up. Um, uh, I believe I have the air conditioning on to keep me, reasonably cool. It's not a hot day, but without the windows open, I need a little bit of air. And then I hit the recirculate button, so I'm running the air inside the truck back through the air conditioner, and that's just to keep those microscopic silicon particles out of the truck. A couple other things I've started doing is I try to change clothes when I get home. Often I shower in the evening rather than in the morning. Um, Always wash my hands before I eat. One of the things that's hard for me is I sometimes my eyes are itchy or my nose is itchy. And I really try to keep my hands away from my face. Okay, so I'm taking my notes here. If you've watched the channel, you know that I keep my pad with me and I write down times and locations and anything else of note, like any equipment problems or whatever. Put it back in my pocket and pull up. Keep the line going here. It's an example of how you need a community to build a warehouse. So it's even more than a community. It's an organization. A bunch of people with different logos on their paychecks, and yet you have to work together. You have to cooperate. You have to follow the dump truck norms. First in is first loaded, and first in is first dumped. You in some situations you park in a certain way just to keep things moving efficiently. So there you go. There you see the scale. Now, the reason I note this is this reading tells me that my quad is just about clean in the back. It's empty. If it weighed 30,000 pounds, I know I'd have some waste. I got my tickets, stored them away under my handy bungee cord on the visor, and I'm heading down the road again. This is a quick run. I was able to do a run every 30 minutes typically, and if there wasn't a line in front of me at either end, I could do it in 25 minutes. So I want to take this time to thank you for watching the Dump Truck Toolbox. I really do appreciate when you join us here. If today's video was interesting or useful, please hit the like button. And please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Um, we have a goal here of 100 subscribers. And once that happens, there's a whole new series of videos that I have planned, but I need to get to 100 because I want to partner with some people, and I need to show that there's enough interest in the channel. Um, as always, please be safe out there. I hate to have this downer of silicosis, but until a week or two ago, I had never heard of it, and I used to be a safety manager at a transit company where you didn't deal with hauling materials, but still, it is an important issue to pay attention to. I mean, don't worry about it when you're on the beach, but if you're driving a dump truck or you're an operator on a construction site, take the appropriate precautions. Hope to see you soon. I'll let you know we have some big news coming here, probably in the next week or two, and I'll announce it through one of my YouTube videos. So appreciate you coming to the Dump Truck Toolbox, and I'll see you again soon.